Welcome to The Explainer. All right, so if you're an educator, I'm willing to bet AI is on your mind a lot. Today, we're going to cut right through all that noise and give you a clear, step-by-step framework you can actually use to make AI a powerful and ethical partner in your teaching.
And really, it all boils down to this one question, doesn't it? As these tools pop up everywhere, we're all standing at a crossroads. Is this something we should be afraid of, something to police, or is it a tool that we and our students can actually master?
And this really lays out the tension we're all feeling. You've got the fear on one side. Is this just a fancy new way to cheat? Is it just mindless automation? But on the other side, you have this incredible opportunity. Could it be a partner for creativity? A true co-pilot for learning? Well, the answer really truly depends on how we decide to use it.
You know, the real key here is to sidestep what some people call microwave AI. Where you just pop something in, push a button, and bing, a finished product. That's not the goal here. The goal is this collaborative cycle you see on the right. The human, that's you, defines the goal, refines what comes out, and makes that final call. The AI can generate something, sure, but you are the one who elevates it.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do we make sure we stay in the driver's seat? It all starts with a mindset shift before you even type a single word. It's a simple but really powerful framework called AI cubed, or artificial intelligence, intentional inclusion.
In this model, it really just boils down to three super simple but absolutely critical questions you've got to ask yourself every single time. Why am I even using AI for this? What specifically do I want it to do, and how am I going to ask for that help? Just taking a second to answer these first, that's what stops the mindless button pushing and keeps you focused on the actual educational purpose. So this table kind of breaks down that AI cubed mindset even further. Look at that guiding principle for intentionality. It's so simple. You are the driver. The AI is just the vehicle. It's not about convenience. For inclusion, it's about augmenting your students' voices, not automating them away. And for inquiry, your prompts should be built to teach thinking, not to skip it.
You know this quote? It just says it all, doesn't it? AI is your collaborator, your brainstorming partner, your research assistant. It is not the sole creator of your content. It can suggest a path, but you're the one choosing the direction, you're the one writing the final words, and you're the one owning the final product.
Okay, so with that intentional mindset locked in, let's get tactical. Let's look at the tools you can use to get amazing results from AI. This is where we really get into the how-to.
The best way to think about this checklist is like it's a recipe for a great prompt. You start with the most important ingredients, like the task itself, and then you add the details that give it structure and flavor. If you follow this order, you're going to get a useful, tailored result instead of something super generic. It's just a faster path to what you actually want. It's these 6 elements right here that take a kind of vague question and turn it into a professional-level request. For example, giving it a persona, telling the AI to act like an expert curriculum writer completely changes the output. Giving it an explar, like a rubric you already use, gives it a concrete target to aim for. See? You're not just asking a question, you're directing an assistant.
But okay, what happens after you hit send on that first, beautifully crafted prompt? Well, the work isn't over, not by a long shot. In fact, you could say the most important part is just getting started. This is the real collaboration.
I love this quote. Honestly, it might be the single most important rule when you're working with AI. The first output is the worst output. Think of it as a really rough first draft, a lump of clay. The real work, and honestly, the real magic, happens in what you do next. It's all in the refinement.
And here's the 3-step dance for that refinement process. First, you clarify what you asked for. Then you verify the output. And then you modify it. And I gotta stress, that verify step is so critical. Why? Because these AI models can hallucinate. They can just make stuff up. So you have to be the human fact-checker in the loop always.
And notice, it's not a straight line. It's a loop, a cycle. You clarify your request, verify the facts, and modify it with new instructions. Then you do it again, and maybe even a third time. With every single loop, you're honing the output, making it sharper, more accurate, and way more aligned with what you actually need.
Okay,
So this brings us to what might be the most important piece of the entire puzzle. How do we model all of this for our students? How do we actually teach them to use AI as a powerful co-pilot and not just, a high-tech shortcut to cheating?
When you really look at it, the difference between using AI properly and abusing it, it all comes down to one thing: transparency. Are you just flicking on the autopilot and letting the machine do all the work? Or are you sitting in the co-pilot seat, using it as a tool to help you create? That co-pilot model requires showing your work.
And the solution here isn't some new, strict policy. It's a process. It's called an AI citation. And this is brilliant because it's not just about catching kids who are cheating. It's a genuine teaching tool. It makes the whole process of using AI totally transparent and part of the assignment itself.
So when you start requiring these components, the whole conversation just shifts. It's no longer, hey, did you use AI? The question becomes, okay, how did you use AI to make your work better? You're not just grading the final essay. You're teaching digital citizenship. You're assessing their creative process. It's a game changer.
So when you put it all together, the takeaway is pretty clear, right? AI is not a replacement for human thinking. It is a tool to enhance it. By using a framework like iCubed, a detailed checklist, and that refinement cycle, you have a clear path to do it right. The only question left is, how will you start?